I just saw the movie 65 this past week, and I decided to do a quick movie review on it. Now, I'm not doing the typical movie review where I rate how good the movie was, the actors' performances, the chemistry, or whether it was well written. Since dinosaurs and other prehistoric creatures were very much a part of this movie, I'm going to review how paleontologically accurate the depictions were. I should give a super brief synopsis of the movie. Adam Driver's character lives on the planet Samaras, which is inhabited by extraterrestrials identical to humans. His character's job is to go on space voyages to other planets, and on this particular voyage, he's going in order to raise money to treat his daughter's condition. On the way back, the ship crashes on Earth 65 million years ago. He and the other lone survivor must find a way to escape before the asteroid hits. It seems that based on the dinosaur scene in this movie, Adam Driver's character ends up in the Hell Creek ecosystem during the late Cretaceous. Overall, the scenery and the way the environment is depicted was not bad. Hell Creek during the late Cretaceous was a swampy, subtropical environment similar to Florida today. There were lots of angiosperms, or flowering plants, and conifers, which do appear in this movie. As for the dinosaurs depicted in the movie, some of the depictions were decent, others were just quite bizarre. The first example of a bizarre and inaccurate depiction was what looked like a juvenile ankylosaur. It had a club on its tail and armor on its back, so I assumed it was supposed to be some sort of ankylosaur. What is immediately obvious is that the skull or head shape was completely wrong. Its head looked like a theropod head rather than a legitimate ankylosaur head, which has a very specific head shape. Ankylosaurid and nodosaur skulls were more flat than theropod heads, and they had shorter snouts. Ankylosaur heads had armor on them, and oftentimes spikes as well. What seemed to be dromaeosaurids and troodontids also appear in this film. What genus or species these dinos were was not clear, but what was interesting was some of the raptors and dromaeosaurs with thicker skulls had quills on the back of their neck and back, which leans in the direction of accuracy since dromaeosaurids had feathers. The troodontids also looked like they had protofeathers, which is pretty accurate since troodontids were also feathered. With Jurassic World Dominion, which was released last summer, showcasing feathered dinosaurs such as Pyroraptor and Therizinosaurus, and now this film, will the future of dinosaur movies start to move towards accuracy and include more feathered dinosaurs? We shall see. An unspecified species of pterosaur makes an appearance in this film, and as far as accuracy, it's fairly decent. The head crest was elaborate, similar to the head crests that have been found on various genera of pterosaurs. The wing positions were also correctly depicted, both while flying and while walking, resting on all fours. One rather bizarre creature that made an appearance was either some unspecified Rhysuchian, an erect-postured crocodilomorph, or one of the prehistoric land-dwelling crocs, possibly related to Caprosuchus or Terrestrasuchus. It would be really inaccurate to portray Terrestrasuchus living in the late Cretaceous Hell Creek, because it lived about 200 million years before the late Cretaceous. The movie seems to depict these specific creatures as generic prehistoric reptiles with some alien features you might see in a cliché alien movie. Adam Driver's character is attacked in a cave by what looks like an oviraptor or cetipodi, or even possibly an Anzu wheelie, as this film likely takes place in Hell Creek 65 million years ago. This particular oviraptorosaur was not depicted accurately because it did not have feathers, but was given a rather naked skin. Paleontologists agree that oviraptorosaurs and their close relatives would have had feathers. Also, there is no evidence that oviraptorosaurs lived in or were restricted to caves. Usually their fossils are found in nesting grounds in open arid or semi-arid environments, and Anzu being the exception since the fossils of this genus are found in floodplains. In the climax of the film, the protagonists are attacked by two tyrannosaurusrexes. The portrayal or depiction of the T-Rex was pretty good compared to the other dinos and prehistoric animals in the film. One of the accurate aspects of the T-Rex in this film was its strong, robust skull and the shape of the snout and upper jaw. The second accurate aspect was the two-fingered hand. And I know this seems like a low bar, but you'd be surprised as to how many dino films in the past gave T-Rex 3 fingers as opposed to 2. Other ways in which the Rex was portrayed accurately was the posture, size, and the strong, robust body. The movie even portrays the two Rexes working together, almost hunting in a pack, and there has been grounded speculation within paleontology about whether T-Rexes hunted in packs of both juveniles and adults. Now, as for the inaccuracies of the T-Rex in the film, they were depicted with pronated wrists similar to the Jurassic Park Rex, even though the arms should be facing each other. The Tyrannosaurus in the film also had bare exposed teeth like a crocodile, even though a 2016 study showed that T-Rex fossils have enamel, which is evidence that they would have had lips covering their teeth, similar to lizards. Besides the Tyrannosaurus, there was one other gigantic carnivore in this film, and like the earlier mentioned crocodilomorphs, it was rather ambiguous and I was not able to identify exactly what it was. It appeared to be half Rhizokian, half Tyrannosaur because it was quadrupedal and fully erect, while at the same time, the skull shape looked very much like a Tyrannosaur. I've seen proposals that this specific gigantic predator was a giant Postosuchus, and at the same time, an argument could be made that it could have been a giant Saurosuchus as well. This would be inaccurate if it was either one of these because, again, they both lived about 200 million years before the events of this movie. The movie 65 was like any other dino movie. Some of the things it gets right, but at the end of the day, it's a sci-fi movie, so it's going to take liberties with how it portrays prehistoric animals. As I mentioned at the beginning, it was overall a pretty good film, and I encourage any fan of dinosaurs to go watch it.